and welcome. This is Dice of Ages presenting CrestVahllen, the Baker's Dozen. I'm your not-so-humble dungeon master. I'm your not-so-humble game master. Already messed it up. I'm your not-so-humble game master, TJ, and I have the distinct pleasure of having virtually at my little virtual table here our friends here, our players. Let's go first and let's do introductions. Let's first go around then to my right here and for Sean.
Hello, my name is Tamron. I play a blue lizard man, proponent of the sorceress arts, and I'm blue.
You gotta pay for rights for that song.
No, yeah, excuse me.
Oh, they don't. We have 7
that.
seconds. That's what we get.
All right.
Is that parody law though?
I think
are we okay?
so. I think we're safe. I think we're
That
barely
was a parody,
safe.
yeah.
Perfect. All right. Then next, continuing over to the upper right corner, then we have Noelle.
Hi, I'm Noelle, and today I'm playing Mishane Unkmut, one of the jackal folk known as the Ma'itan, who is the archer fighter on the team, and, well, I'm the Well-Wall Wanderer.
I like that a lot. Great, cool. And then next we have Angela.
Hello, I play Nakano, this purple hot creature with horns.
I'm sorry, did you say horns or horny? Did you say horns or horny? Did you say horns?
Both.
I heard
horny. What?
Was that an adjective or a noun? I just want to make sure.
No, horns.
Hornsy.
To die or not to die.
Ooh,
Oh.
I like that one. Thank
that a
you,
dice
Death
joke?
Warden.
Yeah, I was going to ask
Yeah,
you.
the
It's
Death Warden.
Oh, I thought it was because of dice.
Double
Like 2
entendre.
die or 3 die.
Yeah.
Or 3
I got
death.
it.
How many? Sneak attack? What am I at now?
That was a good one too.
All right, and last but not least, our good friend and moderator, Cameron.
Hi, I play Scoop Crinkle, cleric. I'm not sure if I can say that other part.
Yeah, you should be good.
And I'm not canceled, so I can say I'm a fearbolg. Yeah.
Yes, Cow Daddy Giant Dude.
Yes.
Perfect. Great. Welcome back, everybody. We are working on new setups and everything. Some things are changing. We're moving around. Stay tuned for that. I don't want to do too many spoilers and everything, but recent events and availabilities to things have changed a couple things, but don't worry about it. We're still here for you guys in the best capacity that we can be. So, having said that, keep an eye on our other streams too, because we have like a bunch of new equipment and new setup. If you haven't already, please go to our Patreon page at Patreon/Dice of Ages and support us on Patreon so you can get access to our Discord server and a bunch of auxiliary ancillary content like pictures of our battle maps and recaps to all of our sessions and access to a bunch of other videos like Theoretical Theory, Lore Keeper's Tales, and our post-game talks like Gluten Talk and, The Burnt Ends, where we talk about what had happened and we make a couple jokes and have a good time. And more. So go ahead and check it out. Also, go ahead and check us out on our social media, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, all of that.
All the
nonsense.
social
What
media
else are we
things.
on? TikTok, Facebook, all that stuff. Great. Cool. Now that that's done, let's get into it. You guys want to play a game?
Heck yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right, cool. So we're going to first do the recap real quick. We're going to pause this music, and we're going to play some other music from DOS speakers real quick. And so you'll hear it coming out of my thing. So I'll do my best here. So let's pull this up here. Fantastic. So Upon awakening on the early morn of the 33rd of Hylock, the party worked together to decipher the meaning of a Scoop's night terror. Through spellcraft and linguistic expertise, the word of an some eldritch word in an odd language pierces through the static and causes the Firbolg's form to retch and split when spoken aloud. Continuing west, the gang eventually rest in the evening, and the cleric's nightmares resume. However, Nakano also enters a dreadful dreamscape as the planetoid that she had seen before begins to crack and bleed black ichor. And so do Nakano's horns and the orifices back on the ship. And her orifices while she's back on the ship. Back in a Scoop's dream, the omnipresent entity that reacts to the name Yitzgalotl states that he should not take the deal. If he should not take the deal, it will be forced upon the one who emptied the office. The next being an individual referred to as the Death Warden. In the conscious realm, Misheni and Tamarin attempt to delay a cruel fate, overtaking their purple devil folk friend. Regrettably, a Scoop takes the deal, causing the forbidden ghost-like creatures in his dream to turn on him, an ancient grudge now warring within him. Simultaneously, Nakano attempts to save the orb in her own dream before they both eventually awake, alive, finding that they have gained a slice of each other's abilities. After explaining what transpired within the realm of dreams to the rest of the party, the gang attempt to resume their slumber, but not before a Scoop privately notices that a portion of his torso has begun to transform into the same stone/ore-like material that makes up the Eldritch Idols. After rising with the sun on the 34th of Hylock, the band decide to travel the longer yet safer route past the Sensu Atoll moving forward. Blub Glub is delegated to translate the aquatic language scrolls taken from the Salt Marshal. Among the Farmer's Almanac and a very moist letter are historical documents that vaguely tell of the deal between the broker and the Salty Mistress, including the raising of an army. The group also learned of the sunken Queen's Fey lineage and a grand city that was swallowed by tsunamis. Further text reports that thousands have been added to the Queen's forces, with many more on the way, including a study on a pink flower infestation that has been impeding the recruiting process, but progress has been made on removing it from potential recruits, ameliorating its deleterious effects. Via some sending with the Salty Mystic, the party learn of a lead located in Jianhar that could help in the future court case with the survivors of cultural injustice. On the 35th, a castaway is hoisted from the clutches of Seaspawn, and the troop attempt to nurse them back to health, but succeed in only stalling the inevitable. The individual named Fellow, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, I know I am, asked the adventurers to take his dog to the top of the hill near Longdeck as a last request, and they agree to try. Nakano begins to hear a disembodied voice that dubs her the Death Warden and impresses the importance of death to all life as she resolves to guide his soul off this mortal coil and to the moon. In a tender scene, Nakano cradles the dying man, comforting him in this final moment. With a thank you, his soul is released and his body turns to ash that disperses among the clouds. As she watches them drift off, Nakano hears the voice beckon. To the moon, my warden. I shall be waiting. To the moon. And that's where we're going to pick up. Welcome back to CrestVahllen.
I waited so long. Oh! I didn't mean to throw that. I meant.
All right. So we're going to replay this now and just pop these on back here. Okay. Just want to double check, make sure this voice meter is picking up. So, there we go. I think you're picking up. Great. Perfect. All right. So, if I'm not mistaken, you are still on the 35th of Hylock. If I remember, this happened like it was in the afternoon or like halfway through the day.
Halfway, I
I
think.
think I think it was like after your travel for the day because you had discussed stuff which took a lot of
No,
time.
it was the event.
Yeah.
Oh,
was
right.
the
It's
day-
like right. So right, correct. That was
Actually,
while you
no,
were traveling
that
it
was-
happened.
Yeah,
It
we
was-
rolled it, and that's
Yeah.
what we got.
I used Death Warden. I used what was it, Death Warden? Death Ward like 2 times, so it was 16 hours later after the event.
So it's pretty late. It's probably like somewhere between
Right, correct.
4
Sorry, it's been a
PM
while.
and- in real life, it's been
In
a
real
while.
life, it's been a while.
So yeah, probably like supper time at this point.
Yeah, I would say the orange glow, the orange and yellowish ochre glow of the sun is reflecting in small streams off the slowly choppy waters that you are continuing to move through, giving you this look of almost an endless horizon with a bit of a green hue as you continue on from this scene. Nakana, you're still there, like kind of sitting down on your heels, your knees on the floor, holding the, well, in your hands in the shape of what you would be holding, but you remember that the individual like turned to dust and flew up into the sky and seemed to follow toward the moon, past the clouds before they dispersed up there. And so your vision is still locked, looking up in that direction. Your indigo and violet face sun-kissed by the orange beams glancing off the water.
Are you okay, Nagano?
Yeah. Just taking it in.
It's not every day that somebody just turns to dust and goes off into the ethers, you know?
Mm.
Especially in your arms. I mean, that must have been kind of felt strange, I'm sure.
Pretty intense.
Mm-hmm.
I've never.
Neither have I.
So
taken
was
it
this
in
person?
stride.
Did all of his items also go or turn into dust?
I mean, they didn't really have anything. Like
mean,
their
I'm just-
ragged clothing. I mean,
I'm
they
not
had
saying if he did or didn't. I'm just saying.
no. Yeah, that also appeared to, as it's also made of like some sort of just cotton and burlap, it's organic material. Also, just through some sort of magic, also turned very snap style.
Didn't even have any like gold teeth or anything.
No, there are no fillings left over. Like after you cremate somebody, no.
What about like any sort of pendants or anything that they might have been wearing? Like even if it was just a very, basic.
No, the only thing that is left is what they handed you, which is that drawn sketch of what. Right, and what was their name again?
Bello? Oh no.
No.
Oh, the
Three or
dog.
something.
Pretty.
I'm looking.
Oh,
Sheila.
the dog.
Sheila the dog.
Right, Sheila the dog.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's all you have left of them. Captain Avery, kind of, you hear the small sound of one of his peg legs. His only one now left. Tap on the deck as he advances forward and kind of soaked wood. Take your time. I'm sure. Well, it isn't the first loss we've had, and he looks at you, Nikado. I doubt it will be the last. But take the time you need, or not. After all, we're going the long way anyway. But you look different, a little bit. Something's different. You too. You tall fella. I believe the little one's been calling you Cow Daddy, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Your
so he
eyes.
was a little stoned.
Yeah, they're a little like shiny or something.
What happened?
You look a little stoned or something. I mean, your eyes. I'll just start like examining your eyes, like opening your eyeball, like just to kind of follow my finger, trying to check your pupils and stuff.
Oh.
Sure. Go ahead and roll a medicine check.
I thought we already did this. No?
No. Oh, maybe we did, but I don't.
If we did.
I don't remember.
She said she got like a 24 and my eye was photosynthesis or something.
Photosensitive, photosensitive, and like able to reflect light, kind of like the extra
Yes.
layer that's in like canines and cats and stuff like that reflects that light. Yeah. So in Scoop, you have, from what you have been able to figure out, you now have dark vision of 60 feet. And Nakana, what was it that you gained? What was the ability that you gained? It's one of Scoop's abilities.
Inflict wounds.
Inflict
right.
wounds. Yeah, that's right.
Once per day, you can cast
By
inflict
touch.
wounds.
On a hit, right?
Yep. So once per day, you can cast inflict wounds at second level, if I remember.
Okay.
Which is cool. It also you can do it as part of one of your attacks, meaning like it's like a smite for you, meaning like if you stab somebody, not only can you do the like the extra like assassin-ish damage, like the sneak attack damage, not only can you do that, you can also dump and use that once per ability to cast the spell and put it into your attack.
Extra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's your extra spicy attack.
Sean, you're cutting in and out just a little bit.
Oh.
There we go.
Very much better. So horns. Perfect. Great. So it is the evening. It's been a bit of an experience. It is the 35th of Hylock. Somebody was keeping track of how many days they have left to travel
Man.
before. I believe were you headed to Shives or Shilong?
Shylong. Then we're
Shylong.
going to the other place.
Swing by
Since
Long Deck.
Yeah.
Which makes more sense to go to first.
Correct. You could swing by Long Deck. I would say, if I'm looking at this correctly,
It makes more sense to go there first, I think.
Stop at Long Deck and then go to Shylong. Is that what
Yeah,
you're
that's fine.
thinking, Jamie? See, you're studying over
See
your
my
map
family
right
a little
now.
bit. If they don't freak out. Try to burn me as a witch.
Well, I hate to say this, but what if you pretended that you aren't you? If you're worried about people burning you as a witch?
Yeah, I guess so. It'd be nice.
All
Go
right,
to
so
my
what should we call
friends
you?
Boba.
Boba? Okay.
Yeah.
Big blue boba. All right.
Yeah. I like that.
This is our big
Little Boba Blue.
Boba. What?
Little Boba Blue.
Little Boba Blue.
Little
Magic blue.
We don't have to put the little in front of it.
What about Lil?
Little Boba. Little B.
Little ball.
Little
Very
B.
hard to say that with Lil. I can't say it very well with my accent. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. If you guys wanted to stop at Long Deck before, if someone remind me how many days you have traveled yet? I think you had like what?
What we
Something
tried.
like 5 or 6 days left in order to get there,
Yeah.
or something like that. I would say that you would get to Long Deck in 3 days, and then the other 2 would get you to
Long
would
Deck
get
it
you
is.
to
Let's go.
Shylong. Okay, great. You don't really have to adjust course too much because you have to go in this direction anyway. So if that's all, then if you'd like to bed down for the evening, unless there's something you'd like to do before bedding down for the evening.
I mean, why are your eyes like that? All of a sudden, do you know?
What?
Why are your eyes like that all of a sudden? Do you know? I mean,
probably has to do something with the deal that I accepted. I told you that already.
Okay.
You saw it happen.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure if there was anything else, you know, ruling out all the possibilities, so to speak. All right. See if we can take Sheila for a walk one of these days, right?
How big is the long deck, Cameron? He was there. That's your hometown,
It's like
right?
8 feet.
Oh, that's it? How'd you...
At least 8 feet.
Oh, yeah. That's a small town.
Yeah, not a lot of
What
boats.
does this dog look like? In
What?
what does this dog look like?
Wasn't it like a
That's
sheepdog?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking and what I can tell based on the sketch here.
Well, like the dogs that like look like a mops or something.
Ah, I see.
Um,
Like this one here.
That's the way
mop
I imagine
dog.
it.
Yes.
Yeah, the mop dog.
Mop dog.
The mop dog.
The mop dog.
Okay, mop dog.
Willow's a mop
Willow,
dog.
you're a mop dog.
It's official.
Oh,
Seems
she didn't
really
like it.
dark.
She was like,
Who you calling a
"Excuse
mop?
Okay.
me."
Sorry, the technical difficulties we're figuring out. Okay, so if nothing else, then you guys want to bed down for the evening?
Yeah.
Okay, as you guys bed down for the evening, you find your hammocks. There's a bit of a solemn air about the ship, witnessing. I think you guys spent a good 8 hours trying to wrench somebody from the inevitable pull of mortality, and so there's a bit of like you can't quite grasp it. There's a bit of sense of defeat, but at the same time, like. You're not sure what to say, so nothing is said by the rest of the crew.
Should I know it's been a long day for all of us. Some more than others. I look towards Nikano.
Yeah.
Do you two want us to take watch again tonight? I mean, I feel like, you know, you've been having a lot of bad dreams lately. It's they can't just leave you alone, I'm sure. Right?
I mean, I was pretty fine last night.
Okay, if you feel okay with that, I mean, what do you?
I mean, because I feel totally fine.
Okay. Nakano, are you okay?
I'm okay.
All right. All right. We'll just kind of try to go to sleep, and Mishani will probably just try to sleep for like an hour or two, but still be worried about her friends. And keep an eye on them until she does fall off to sleep.
Okay, you guys go. You guys bed down. A scoop. What I need you to do as all of you begin to drift off into sleep. A scoop and Nakano. I need you. I want a scoop to roll a Constitution saving throw. A Nakano, I want you also to roll a Constitution saving throw. I want you to not use your own bonuses. I want you to use each other's bonuses.
Wow.
I got a +3 then. So
I have a
she used my
+1.
bonus? Okay.
So yeah. So switch your
+4
bonuses.
then. Okay, I got a 19.
You get a 19?
11.
Are those just the die, or is that the total? You already added the other person.
That's the total.
Okay. Okay. Got an 11. Okay. Nakano, you feel this new like power that's kind of through your veins as you begin to drift off to sleep, and your hands feel like they could command life and death for a moment, and the power is could be a little unnerving. You're not quite sure. As you drift off, and you don't dream, but you kind of have that absence of something happening very, very quickly, and then you wake up and you're like, oh, something happened in my subconscious, but I don't really remember what it was. A scoop. You check yourself real quick before you go to sleep. Hasn't grown that much. It seems to be in the same spot. It seems to have gotten any bigger. The part of your form that's becoming what it is. All of you wake up the next day. A scoop, you wake up, and one of the first things you do is you check, and it seems to be spreading. It has started to metastasize to, from what you can tell, your hip bone. The spread of whatever it is upon your epidermis, your actual skin, hasn't gotten quite that much bigger, but it feels like it's gone deeper.
So, I don't mean to like reverse this.
Sure.
You know when you try to focus on a limb to feel like any pain or your heartbeat. Say if you put all your mind into like
Right.
trying
You
to
can
focus
sometimes
into
feel your
hand.
pulse or something.
Yeah. Can
Sure.
I kind of do that with this stone thing?
I understand. So you're trying to be like hyper body aware of that spot in particular. You're just trying to
Yes.
focus your mind.
When I was inspecting it, I guess last night.
Sure. I'll say it doesn't feel like wood when your leg or your arm falls asleep like a whole lot, and it just feels like a dead weight, and you're having trouble to control it a little bit, and it feels really weird. And then you have to go from there to static and pins and needles, and then you get back to full range of motion and feeling. And it doesn't feel like that. It feels. You focus on it and you don't feel it. But you pull back a little bit of your focus and you feel it as a phantom limb. Part of your body. Does that make sense? Like your brain is psychosomatically filling in the space where it should be because you can see it and making you think like you can feel it. But if you really, really focus on it, you have no feeling in that area. If you try to like focus on it again after you've woken up, you notice that you try to focus your mind that yes, that type of like numbness, no feeling at all, has grown in size.
Okay.
Almost like in the morning you usually have gas. Right now you don't have any gas pain.
Okay.
It's because of your extra stomachs.
Same.
Wow. I want that.
I want that. Turn my intestines to stone.
Okay.
All right, cool. Moving on then. You guys wake up. You continue today's travel. This will be... So you'll need 3 more days. This will be the first of those 3 days in order to get to Long Deck. Would somebody please go ahead and roll to see how today goes?
Nakano.
Kind of got the best rolls.
Yeah.
Do it. My computer's gonna.
Okay, hold on 1 second. $16.
16. On the D100?
Yeah.
Fun.
Oh yeah.
Ooh. When he says fun, that's not fun. That's just kidding.
Ah! Even on a D100, I roll low, huh?
It could be really cool. Could be sweet.
Yeah, it could be. 16 sounds.
Could be
I love
sweet.
even numbers.
Wrong.
Is it because the other ones are just so odd?
There we go.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That was the dad joke for
No,
today.
not at all. Okay, Nakana, could you?
Noel just laid a dad joke on me.
Oh, I missed it.
Yeah. I said I like even numbers. She goes, it's because the other ones are so odd.
My God.
Uh,
Okay.
Horrors await us.
I know.
okay, we're gonna hear it now.
Okay. Nakana, could you also please roll me a D8?
Oh God.
Sure.
That's not good.
What horrors?
That's no good.
Maybe it's
This
the
no
number
good.
of dolphins coming to help push her boat along.
Give me a D8. I'm missing a D8.
The number of EOs.
The number of eels.
EOs.
Oh,
EO.
yes. EO. I miss my buddy EO.
2.
Don't blame me if this D8 rolls bad now, even though it's my die.
2.
2.
Los.
Los dos. DJ.
Dos on that.
2. You got it.
Those. Only 2 of you will survive.
As the ship begins to, you traveled through the day, mostly nothing. You know, like there's a good breeze. You guys make a decent amount of time. The waters aren't too extremely choppy. I'm sorry, I'm looking at you. There are a lot. The waters aren't super choppy, and then the sun sets and the night begins to begin as your ship continues on, and you notice the waters get a little choppier, and the almost as if the ship has a consistent lean, or it's called a it's called list to one side.
Yaw.
Yeah, sure.
Oh.
Avery's like, I don't like the feel of this. Looks like we hit a current of some type, but something's odd. It seems like it's... You hear that? And you guys listen. And you hear what sounds like rushing water. Not like the ebb and flow of the tides of the sea, but like rushing water. But it's far off. But it appears to be getting a little louder. Nakata, a scoop, you notice this right away with your high passive perception.
Mm-hmm.
Nakano, it's
Maelstrom.
hard. Even up in the rigging, it's hard to see too far because your dark vision only goes for your night vision only goes for like 60 feet. But there does appear you do feel the gravimetric feel of like a list to the ship. And as you continue on further, after a couple of minutes, it looks like we could be approaching a riptide. There's not a whole lot we can do about it. We can try to pull ourselves out, but... Oh, no. Looks like there's another current, too. If we don't move through this quickly, we could get stuck here.
All right, so
Full sails.
full sails, full oars, then, and if we have any, if we can...
No.
Do we have oars?
I mean, your mage hand.
Drop the Tagallons! Full sail!
Drop the Tagallons! Full sail!
Yes, you do the shipping correctly. Yes. All right. Please, Nakano, you flip around, do an acrobatic, unnecessarily dramatic move as you drop the Tagallons and the full sails, almost like swan dive and catching yourself at the last minute, and then
Cirque du sail.
you could have just untied it, but you would cut it instead, and then retie it in just a couple extra seconds, just to look cool.
I'll go ahead and hoist the main jib.
Okay. You hoist the
thing.
main jib, I guess, if that's a thing, slowing the ship because hoisting sails slows ships. Oh wait,
I'll
no, unless it's
dehoist.
from the bottom. You dehoist the ship. Nakano just looks at you and shakes her head. Cool. Cool. So you start to hear it very, very loud now. And it seems to the horizon seems to be rising as the ship is listing onto one side, almost as if your hull is going deeper and deeper into the water, like it's being sucked deeper and deeper into the water. I need you're going to do skill challenge stuff here. I need Nakano. Just everybody roll skill check. We're going to say if you'd like to dexterity or strength.
Okay.
Or what is it doing?
You are trying to speed the ship up, or
Can I
anything
use-
you can do to try to get the ship out of this predicament in some form of way or the other. If you would like to use abilities and spells, you may do so.
I would like you to use a spell to control the water.
Okay,
and do
cool.
redirect flow.
Awesome. You do redirect flow. Cool. And how much water can that affect?
It says 300 feet, up to 300 feet.
Is that the range, or is that how the
Yeah, it's
volume
the
of
range.
water?
I'm reading it now. You choose an area you choose that is a cube up to 100 feet on a side.
Oh, okay. So like, that's
100
big.
feet.
That's a lot. That's like almost the whole ship. So you redirect flow. You push the water away from the ship. That's immensely helpful. Go ahead, the rest of you, strength or dexterity, and tell me what it is that you're doing.
I try to run over to help Nakano, and I slip because I rolled a natural one.
Oh no. So you go over to help Nakano. The one of the crew was mopping at one point, and you slip on the poop deck, and you slide right off the ship.
Sorry, can I
Oh.
use bend? Can I use bend luck?
Sure. Does
As I
that give her
see
an
her
extra
start to fall.
D4, or does that?
Yeah.
Okay, it is a natural one, so
Yeah.
you can do something else. I mean, bend luck is just going to give her an extra D4 on a natural one. So, but if
I
you'd
see.
like to,
Okay.
I mean,
know
I
what I
am with the natural one. I would have a 9.
you would have a 9.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's
Okay.
up to
I'll
you.
say yes. You can bend luck. Let's see how well it goes.
Okay.
This it might still suck, but it might not be.
That's not a
go
spell,
off.
right? I don't have to
No,
roll
I
like
believe that is
currents of
an ability that
of
you can
chaos.
use a certain amount of times.
chaotic currents.
No. I won't make that do that to you. Not yet, anyway. Not until we.
My
Makes a
chaotic
decision.
ebb and flow of ocean water.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you want to roll it, Tammy, or do you want me to?
Oh,
Boba.
yeah, you can roll it.
Okay. Sorry, Boba. Trying to get used to your new name as we prep to go to
Oh.
long deck. 11 total
Little
then.
Lil B. 11 total. So 11. Okay, so that's good. You had to beat a 10 to not fall
Thank
off
goodness.
of the ship. So you slip, and then you know how there's holes in the banisters, so to let the water go out, and there's small holes on some areas. You slip, and you almost go through the banister, but instead you hit your head on the actual banister, and that prevents you from falling off as your feet dangle, because the ship is listing in one direction. So you're still on the ship. You take 1 point of bludgeoning damage as you smack your head on the railing.
Okay.
Ow.
Nakano, what did you get for your check, and what is it that you're doing?
I got a 9. Not sure how useful I'm gonna be.
A 9.
Not falling off the boat at least.
I don't fall off, right? I think I'm fine. I think I'm,
No, yeah,
I'm
what is
trying.
What is it you're doing?
I'm preventing us from not tilting. So pulling strings,
I
working with
understand.
string.
It's working with strings, ropes, sure.
Ropes.
So
You know what I mean?
What are ropes but
Rigging.
It's been a few months since
The
we've been on
rigger.
the ship, guys.
Yeah,
Just
I'm
saying.
rigging under panic.
Under panic. Okay, cool. So I'll say you're trying to get the ship to list to the other side. So what you're doing is that you're
Yes.
trying to catch the wind in one sail. So you're pulling it all the way down and you're raising the other one to try to
Yes.
like cause it to rotate so it's not listing. Cool. Why don't you go ahead and roll your acrobatics bonus to that check? So I believe you did a dexterity check. Make it an acrobatics check.
Oh. Okay.
Because I don't. What, did you roll a 9 on the die? Or
No, 5. 5, and then I added my +4 deck.
Right. So instead of the +4, add your acrobatics.
Okay. My acrobatics is +9? Really? Oh, damn.
Yeah, you probably are skilled in it.
That's why
14 then. I
14. So
yeah.
So you realize that maybe right now isn't the best time for dramatic Cirque du Soleil moves. So instead you say, okay, it's business time, and you just, it doesn't look as nice, but you make it happen, and you do pull the ship quite a bit to be almost level, so it's not listing and possibly you have the possibility of capsizing. Good job. Tamron.
That was boring.
Do you say that to her as you like run over to do something?
Yeah, but
else?
like with a wink, though, you know.
That was boring. Hornsey.
Hornsey.
I am rigging. I'm helping to rig as well, and I'm doing quite well with a dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Show
Cool.
off.
So you dig your clawed feet into the deck, and you like, and you pull your weight as you like stand on the outside of the hull and just pull the ropes as much as you can. Because I assume this is a strength. You did this as a strength.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you just pull, and you just, and his big nasty dragonkin teeth are showing as he's pulling. You do a pretty good job, and you cause the center of gravity of the ship to move everything. So the ship is now fully level. A bunch of the water is being pushed away. Tamron, since you are on the side of the ship here, you just look behind you, and you look down, and you see some wet, lanky, bluish blackish arm and like long fingered nails like come out of the water that's bubbling and just dig its hand very like crampon style into the side of the wooden hull.
Nah.
No more than 10 feet from you.
Nah.
And then you see another, and then you see slowly like someone's coming up from the surface of water, and it's very, very dark. But as they get closer, the light refraction, the image gets clearer and clearer and clearer. This big-eyed creature with sharp teeth that has gills all along its neck and shoulder. Shoulder blade and collarbone. You recognize these creatures as a thing that was on the SS Ever Given when it was lodged in the canal. These are drowned types of creatures that try to pull you down and drown you. That is as far as it can go in that turn. We're not going to do full initiative. We're just going to do around the table. What is everybody doing? But Tamron, you're the only one that notices this. Is there something you'd like to do
I'm just gonna
right away?
Well, scream monster and then shoot magic missiles at, let's say, level 2 at it.
Okay, cool. So you scream monster, you let one hand go of the rope, and you shoot magic missiles out. You got it.
And wild magic does indeed happen.
Unpredictable.
Excuse me,
Chaos.
crazy magic.
Okay, crazy magic.
Crazy magic.
Crazy magic. Can I call it crazy magic?
You can call it crazy magic. Yeah.
Okay.
We could just say missiles that are magical.
Okay,
Or magic
magic-
projectiles.
Magic darts.
Crazy magic happens.
Crazy magic happens. Yes, my favorite.
Crazy magic.
But
what'd
let
you
me
get?
also roll for the
Please say that you're
crazy
going to-
magic is
Right. Magic.
Please turn into a plant. Please turn into a plant.
Crazy magic is 56.
56. Okay, let's see what happens.
And then let me do my.
He's confused.
He's crazed and confused.
Oh, that was funny. 50. You said it was 56 or 57? Or 67. What was it?
56.
56. You got it.
Ah.
Okay. So you
Also 13 damage.
13 damage. Okay. These magical projectiles shoot out of the tips of your fingers and just go as little, almost like little arcane darts, just hit this thing in its eye, in its mouth, and you see small perforations like Swiss cheese as this thing starts to be perforated. You do quite a bit of damage. This thing is like bleeding this watered down blue like gel that appears to almost like what like a jellyfish would be made out of if it was more mellifluous. And you do a good amount of damage to this creature. You also, while you're doing so, feel that crazy magic surge up into you, and you feel like your spells have become more difficult to resist for the next minute. So the spell save DC has increased by 1 of all your spells for the next minute.
Cool.
Just me, or did he get more charming?
Let's give everybody gets a wink. Go around the ship.
You scream monster, shoot magic projectiles, and then put your head up the
And wink
banister
at
and just wink at everybody at one at a time.
It's like I'm just imagining rain pouring down on the boats, just whoop.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Misheni is like on her ass still, like streaking her head, and she looks around. The first thing she sees is Tamrin's head peeking up above the banister.
Yes, I meant to do that. Yeah, no.
It's funny because like there are like 2 people of the crew that you can't get the attention of, and so you're like, "Come on, look at me, look at me, so I can wink at you." Monster. Wonderful. Great. Cool. Tamron, you do that right away. The rest of you hear the words monster as Tamron winks at everybody. So he's like, monster, I got it. Don't worry. So I'm going to say the person that probably is the best at being able to do something right now, Scoop, you'd use that water and you're concentrating on that. So we're going to go with Nakano first. And then we'll do you, and then we'll do Misheni because you're on your ass.
Yep.
You're up.
That's fair.
Okay. How big are these guys?
At the moment, you don't see them. All you did was all you heard was Tamron yell monster. But you can easily reposition yourself, like, and run across one of the crossbars along one of the sails to look over the side and see them. Of which you see, they appear to be like just same-ish size. They're humanoid size.
Yeah, let me check them out if I can.
Yeah. Do you want to climb down or do you want to jump down?
I'll jump down.
Or are you shooting, or what are you doing? You want to jump down? Cool.
Well, I'm not gonna shoot yet. I just want to jump down.
Okay, cool. So you do swan dive off of this. You fully Assassin's Creed swan dive off of the side of the thing. Are you intending to go into the water or like land on the banister or on the deck, like next to Tamron or something like that?
Yeah, definitely on the boat.
On the boat. Okay, cool. Roll an acrobatics check.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. So you do like a fully Olympic dive and land superhero style with all 6 of you've got your legs, 1 of your arms, and all 4 of your spider limbs that click onto stuff as your spider limbs hit the ground first and give you a bit of like a shock absorber feel. So you kind of at the very last moment of your drop before you land, a light is a lot slower, and you Very, very impressive. Right next to you, Tamron.
I say less boring and give another one of my classic winks. I'm gross. No.
Cool. Nakano, you get a much better view as to what these things look like now. They have these big eyes, sharp teeth, like jellyfish-like skin. It's almost translucent, but they have kind of blue hue to them. And you've seen them before, and they suck. And they try to pull people under the water. Not too far from you. I'd say maybe 10, 15 feet at most from you. But it's still like climbing up the side of the hull. You also now see, it looks like two others have flanked it and begun to come out of the water. Their heads are not fully out of the water yet, but two of their arms are.
Yeah. Two of his arms are up.
Of the other two creatures that are the same type that are flanking it on either side, like three of them are now coming up the side. One of them is ahead of the other two.
Okay. So before they like fully come on, can I just like use my sword?
Yeah,
Kinda
yeah.
just
If you want to,
prevent it from...
yeah, you want to attack one of the ones that's not fully up yet. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You want to slash at their arm? Sure.
Slash it. Yeah.
Cool. Go ahead, roll an attack. You've got spider limbs, so you can just click onto the side of the ship and just walk down there and just cling to the side of the hull, no problem.
Okay. I rolled a natural 20.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Nice.
Do you want to roll dice, or do you want me to just narrate what happens?
Yeah, just narrate it.
Okay, cool. So you go down there. So you land perfectly, and then you like pull yourself up Doc Ock style, so you're not touching the boat anymore. And you just you stay like a gimbal. You stay like a gyroscope, standing upright, level with the horizon, as your limbs just keep you and just move you to the side. So you're just standing still and just making like full eye contact with Tamron. Like stoic face, nothing, as you to the side, and you go, and you fully like anime style draw your rapier real quick and then put it back before there's a spray of gel, and the two arms just fully detach, and the thing just falls back into the water.
That's exactly what I pictured in my head.
Yeah, and you're like you never break eye contact, you never blink, you just look at Tamron the whole time. It was a no look attack, and you're done. It's done.
As a reaction to that, can I cast magic armor?
A mage? Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sure. You can sweat and feel flustered, but I don't think you can cast the spell.
Sure.
You can do that the next time. But Nakano, you also with that, because it's so fast, you can, if you'd like, to skitter over to one of the other ones and do a offhand attack. Oh wait, you used your blade of Haladriel, so to do that. So yeah, but you can use another short sword if you'd like to attack one of the other ones.
Okay. Sure.
You want to do that?
Yeah. I'll roll again. 2.
Now she rotates without. Oh, a 2? Oh no. So she tries to do. This is great. So she tries to do the same movement, and instead, like, her boot gets caught. She tries to do the same movement and like stay standing up, even though she's on the side of something and attached at the side. But instead, her boot gets caught, and she gets like spun upside down, and her hair gets in her mouth, and she's like. And she almost hits Tamron with her second swing before Tamron like ducks his head down, and then she pushes her hair back past her horns and tries to right herself and realizes that she didn't make contact at all.
No one saw that.
Perfect. Great. A scoop.
I'll cast spiritual weapon at level 3 and attack the closest one.
You got it.
With it.
They all, as far as you can see, there only appears to be 3 on one side. You do so. You make your pin, your little needle appear, and it just goes attacks the thing. Go ahead. So
21.
As Nakano's fixing her hair, this needle appears right behind her shoulder. 21, and it goes right into this creature. Go ahead and roll your damage.
13 damage.
13 damage. It intercepts where the collarbone and the nape of the neck connect, as it just goes almost full acupuncture, just straight into this creature, like into the ping, and it comes out its floater rib, and you see splurches of like jellyfish gel squeeze out, and it goes, and it makes this weird like gurglish drowning sound. You do a good amount of damage to it.
I forgot to add an additional D8. Plus
Oh.
3, so it's 16 total.
16. Okay, yeah, you did damage it really well, but it's not gone, but you did
Okay.
damage it quite a bit.
Okay.
That was your bonus, right?
Yes. I'm
Anything
gonna keep
else?
the flow going. Redef.
Oh, right, because you have to use your action to keep commanding the flow to do so. Yes, of course. Yeah, as long as you're doing that, you're keeping this thing from being pulled under by the riptide. Amazing. Cool. Misheni,
Gonna go up the crow's nest.
you want to start climbing up to the
Halfway.
crow's nest?
halfway.
Sure.
So I
Yeah,
can
you'll get
see
halfway.
everything.
Absolutely, yeah.
Did you
Go.
want Tammy to go before me because I'm on my ass?
Tammy did his thing as like he was the first one to see it, so he took his turn right away. That's why he casted his magic projectiles. Does that make sense?
Yeah, okay. So I will right myself and and then try to move, 20 feet in whatever direction I can try to see. Obviously, I saw like Nakano do a super sick move in one direction, so I'm assuming it's somewhere there. But try to see where these monsters are that Tammy.
Just reminds me of that one carnival ride where you sit in a cage and the thing moves around like a chainsaw and it spins while you're inside the cage. That's kind of what Nakano looked like the second time around. She just spun.
Exactly. Can I see any of those creatures coming up, with the 20 feet of movement that I had to get to a better vantage point?
Yes, you can absolutely get to the other side of the ship. I don't think the ship is more than 20 feet wide, if I remember correctly. Yeah, you can get to a spot where you can see one of them. Yeah.
Okay. I'll go ahead and take my first shot at it. I'll bonus action, just think about all my other selves across the different planes and try
Sure.
to draw upon their energy.
Which one did you want to attempt to hit? The one that's more out of the water, or one that's less out of the water? Both of them look considerably damaged. I'm sorry, I'm looking at you again.
I'll try to hit the one that's in the water, I guess.
Okay, yes, I understand. Yeah.
Yeah. With my arrows, that's a 27 to hit.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay. And that had, the extra power behind it. Heck yes. That's 18 points of force damage.
18 points of force damage as the arrow actually moves, like disperses and breaks the surface of the water before it actually makes contact with the water, because it has like an aura of force around it, and so it parts the water like the Red Sea to make this creature not be in the water anymore right before it makes contact, and then it goes and it detonates, and you just see an arm throw up out of nowhere, a disembodied arm, and a couple of other bits that you don't quite get the catching the exact look at before you hear like a different parties viscera of this individual just splooshes into the water.
Awesome. Nice target practice. I'll then use my second attack against the other one. Still using the bow, so that's 25 to hit that one.
25, absolutely.
Okay. This is just 6 points of piercing damage.
Again, let you just pierce this thing right in its open mouth at its beginning, as it's yelling at Tamarin, and Tamarin's trying to like start to pull himself up, and you just brain this thing, and it begins to float for a moment before it sinks again.
Awesome. Does it look like there's anything else? Coming up?
At
Just
the
at a
moment, no.
glance.
I'd say like we kind of like pull out of combat for a moment as you guys kind of try to get your bearings. You all pull back onto the ship. You kind of look off to the side, The redirect flow has changed a lot of this. So the ship does start to move out of the riptide. Whatever was there, it appeared some like, creatures taking advantage of a naturally occurring like water phenomenon in order to catch prey, and you were able to suppress most of the deleterious effects of it. So you start to begin to slowly coast out of the area of influence of the riptide. No other creatures that are able to be seen. You appear to be in the clear.
Seems safe.
Nice.
Sick move, Nakano,
Right now.
by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, that was scary.
Yeah. I knew what I
Just
was
look-
doing.
Like dead eyes. Just like, whatever, This fucker, I'm just gonna, off him. And you're like all sideways and stuff. It was really great.
I didn't even see your sword move.
No? Oh.
Yeah. I only like barely.
Yeah, I got it a
like,
little dirty.
with its guts. Like, come on, that's not that
Yeah.
bad.
Oops.
MVP with that, your watery way as a scoop. That's saved our
Yeah, that was
butts.
huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just what I do.
Humble as ever.
Are you still like halfway up the mast too? So you're like almost like the masthead being like still controlling the water. Just
Are we still in combat?
I don't see any fuckers.
I think we're in
Was
the clear.
anything taken? Were they in the hold?
I don't think they got up onto the boat even, did they?
No.
I don't think so.
No.
I guess we could. Hey, somebody down in the hold. Is everything still there?
We're fine.
Cool.
We're not fine. What are you talking about? I haven't had mother's soup in like a week. Oh, would you shut it? This is what we signed up for.
They're fine. No soup.
No.
No soup for them. That's all.
No support you.
Exactly.
Great. Yeah, you solved my puzzle. You pretty much like stopped that from being an issue entirely. So yeah,
It was still
nice job.
It was still scary for a long
Yeah.
bit though.
Onward.
Great.
Thanks
Yeah,
to
you
you.
guys
Good job,
continue
everyone. Good
onward.
job.
Thanks to
No.
all of us.
Yeah.
Really no damage to the ship except for a couple like wood chips that were pulled out when the nails went into the side of the hull. So nothing really to be repaired or anything. You guys are good.
We'll keep an eye out. For
Hey,
any
watch
of
the
those
paint
creatures.
job, huh?
I know. We just got this waxed. It was good.
Great. So you continue on.
Didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. So there's probably a little blemishing on the paint job then because they did kind of put their deep like 3-inch nails into it. So
Not their 9-inch nails.
don't get me.
Yeah, it's fine. Gives it some character,
So
Makes it look.
yeah, you continue on throughout the rest of the day with making good time, unharassed. You bed down for the evening. I want you guys to do that switcheroo Constitution saving throw again. Okay? As you bed down this evening.
Cool. Can I do enhanced ability?
Absolutely.
Well,
On who?
Nakano, did you say anything about well, are you gonna say Nakano? Are you gonna say anything about your dream, or is it just irrelevant? Just too quick, I guess.
I thought I did say something.
Did you?
Yeah, last time I remember saying, something. But I wasn't. I
think
wasn't
he's
sure
referring
of what I.
the dream you just had.
Oh.
It wasn't really a dream.
Sorry.
It was like, I'm sorry, I should be more specific. It wasn't
Yeah,
really a dream.
no,
It was just, yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
Okay. Then I'll just do enhance ability on myself, or intelligence, or what is it?
Con, I think. Quick question to Scoop. I'm just trying to remember in real life. Did you actually tell us about you turning to real stone too, like the actual stone part? Obviously,
No,
we
it's
saw
still
the eyes.
secret.
It's a secret. Okay.
Still
Okay.
secret. Yep.
So do those con save rolls.
Fox is cunning. I'm just trying to figure out what this, through everything we've been through, what with this stone idol, I guess, what is actually happening to me, considering.
Sure. So you're enhancing your intellect?
Yes.
Okay. You want, so I would say either roll
Or
an
what-
Arcana or I would say an Arcana check. Yeah. And you get
Okay.
advantage because you enhance your intellect.
Yes. Okay. $17.
17. The nature of the deal that was super ambiguous to you, that you're not quite sure of, begins to, at least the consequences or the stipulations and the terms of which you start to understand that they're probably manifesting now. You're also kind of get the sense that this is something this must be part of the deal that you made.
Yeah. Okay.
What you also understand is that this material, yes, appears to be for sure the material that the idols were made out of. The other thing is that you also remember that idol was able to shift from that stone to its, like, more fleshy form. So there's a possibility in your mind where if you could possibly learn more about this or gain more of a control about it or train with it or something, train your mind to be able to recognize it, or would think you could possibly control the transformation a little better. But this appears to be something that is going on as intended, almost as if it's supposed to, like, take you over, and then over the course of who knows how many years, eons, or whatever, slowly learn to pull yourself out of it. But with determination, grit, and stick-to-itiveness, you could possibly mind over matter and try to take back control. The other thing is, with such a good Arcana roll, is that you understand that this is now something that is going to be part of you. Meaning that it is a transformation that you, like, even if you are always, like, fully Firbolg flesh, there might be a way to control localized transformations.
Yeah.
But it's going to be hard because even as you're clearing your mind and you're looking at it and you're trying to pull it back, there's, like, no response. This is going to take... You have to reach, you have to have a breakthrough first before you can get some, like, actual, even some semblance of control.
Okay.
All right, cool. Give me those con saves, those switcheroo con saves.
19 again.
Um, 19. Okay, Nakano, again, you just feel powerful, strong, connected to the veil like you always have, that whole, like, being 1 foot in, 1 foot out of that difference between mortality and not. It just feels more pronounced. As vague as it was before, it feels more pronounced. It feels like your essence is straddling a divide, and you feel it strongly. But you also feel like that divide, almost like the like a fault in a crack in a tectonic plate always has stress on it, so it's always kind of exuding kinetic or potential energy or whatever the fuck it is you want to call it. You feel like you're being enhanced by just your just your proximity to said divide.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like kind of sponging it up. Cool. What's
Nice.
your con save for a scoop?
That is 19.
19 using his modifier. Right. Cool. Okay, a scoop. You wake up. Everyone wakes up the next morning. A scoop. You look, and apparently somehow, as you were concentrating as going to sleep, you were able to, at least for the moment, stem the tide of it growing. Progress. It's not something you can
Progress.
stop doing. It's like working out. It's not something I'm in shape, I can stop working out. You have to stay in shape. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Cool. Next day, I believe we are on the 27th now.
The 37th.
30. I'm sorry. Correct. Yes, please. The 37th. You are a day and some change, like away from Long Deck. If you would please, somebody please roll the travel for the day.
Sean.
Right,
was-
we're on,
that-
we're
that-
on the
that-
big boba.
That was my spin wheel.
Big blue boba.
Rolling away.
Oh, it stopped.
It stopped. I have to get up. Sorry.
Oh no.
Go ahead before Ramsey gets.
It is a, ladies and gentlemen, 33.
Ooh.
33.
Third.
Most of the day's
1/3.
travel goes pretty well. Around, I'd say, the early afternoon, you start to notice a couple storm clouds rolling in. Nothing too bad, but they're very, very localized. It appears to be like a microclimate of some type, and they appear to be moving a little faster. Wait, no, they're not moving. They're spinning. They're not moving in a particular direction with the wind. It's almost like they're merry-go-rounding. Not spiraling, but like moving along a perimeter in kind of like a route. It's smack dab in the middle of your route where you have to go to Long Deck. And you don't really see much. Just kind of like this. And they're not like too bad storm clouds. It's just a little bit. Not too bad.
Okay.
And so you continue on. You kind of skirt the edge of it. And as you're kind of skirting the edge of it and you're passing of it, and it's not too far from me. I'd say maybe just a couple thousand feet, maybe closer. There's a large crack of lightning.
Okay.
That flashes throughout the entire area, and where there was nothing a moment ago, there is an entire island.
I would like to cast mystical armor, please.
Okay. It is not too far from you, and you see this island appears to have like buildings on it. There also appears to be something like floating above it, some sort of stone structure just floating in the air above it that's there. I need everybody to roll perception checks for me real quick.
May I also use my ability that I have where I can once a day just sense
Feel, yes,
if there's
absolutely.
some sort of
Yes, feel portals and like well walls and stuff like that, and tears in the fabric of.
Is it cool if I actually cast mystical armor?
Absolutely, yes, you may.
I got a 17 on the looky looks, and I'll put a 1
Ooh.
because I got the spyglass.
I got a
Okay.
dirty 20 on my looky looks.
Okay.
Nice.
19.
19.
7 it is.
7. Okay, great. A couple things. A scoop. You are looking at that and you're like, oh, storm. Okay, weird. You notice that you're big into storms. That wasn't a lightning bolt. That was too straight. It was almost like a pillar, like a flash of boom. But it sounded like a crack of lightning. And then this whole small island and like floating mass of stone just appeared there.
Yep.
Misheni, you look at that and you notice that, but you're also on alert and you're looking around. You look in the opposite direction on the other side of the ship because this one's off the port side. You look off the starboard side. You see bubbling in the water, and then you start to see slowly coming out of the water a very familiar purple. I want to say tentacle,
A purple?
a purple, and then you see another,
Oh no.
and then another.
Oh, you're gonna be mad.
Oh no.
Tamron, your vision is locked on this island, and one of the reasons it's locked on this island is because it looks extremely familiar. The houses on this island look like your old family houses, like your old town. Like these houses look, except they look
Is it
much
Longdeck?
older. This looks like Longdeck, or at least like a piece of the port of Longdeck, or like the peninsula of Longdeck that has like broken off. It's almost like there's a part on one side of the island that looks like it's been broken off from something else.
Is it where my home would be?
If you're a cartographer, you still have another maybe day and a half's travel before you get where you're supposed to be. You're not on the mainland. You're in the middle of the ocean.
No, I know. I'm saying, is that chunk in that chunk? Is that where my home would be if it were on?
Oh yeah, it's the port town of Longdeck.
Oh, it's the whole town.
Pretty much.
Right.
Okay,
It
I'll
is.
make that information public knowledge.
Except for the floating mass of, and now that you're looking at it and with such good perception, it looks like a short tower of like made of stone that is just floating in the sky. Maybe 80 feet up off the ground, maybe 100 feet off the ground, like above it. Right above where one of the temples, like one of the churches is. I'm sorry, what?
Oh, I said, goddamn. Hey, everyone. This looks like Long Deck, but it's not where it should be.
And
That's not lightning. That was like a beam of light.
And those,
And there's this creepy pillar in the sky.
and purples over there and there.
Purples.
Okay. I'd like to wake up
You're-
now.
Misheni, you feel with your ability, you haven't felt this before because you don't usually get like a quantity. You feel two strong disturbances.
I don't know how. I can usually tell which direction they are. Are they in like opposite directions or something?
They are, one's coming from your starboard side and one's coming from the port side.
Besides the purples, there's portals, multiple ones, and I can feel them both. Over there and then over there.
I do want to preface suffix this with the fact that they don't feel like portals. They feel like something out. It's not supposed to be there. It's from another like dimension, plane, whatever you want to call it, but it's not supposed to be there. And it doesn't feel like a doorway. It feels like an entity.
So it's like almost like it's camouflaging as a portal, but
Anachronistic in the fact that it does not belong in this existence.
Yeah, so felt like a portal, but it's definitely not a portal, and there's two of them, and it's not supposed to be here, and those purples are definitely not supposed to be here. Shit, guys, can we get the fuck out of here?
Yes, so, but what if my family's in there?
I know.
All right, let's go get your family.
Where are we going? You see Hurt climb up Captain Avery and just push his face away. And then be
Avery,
like,
does that look
I
like
asked
long
those
deck to you?
questions.
Avery, does that look like long deck to you?
Looks at Hurt, stares daggers at him. You can answer. Closes his eye, switches his eye patch over. It's like, well, I'll be damned. It does look familiar, but different. Oh, you guys are... Oh, Purple Ahoy! Getting closer, by the way.
We need to get the fuck out of the Purpicle's ways.
So going towards the island would get us away from the purple, right?
Yeah, it's here's the... So you're sandwiched between where 3 Purpicles are coming up from the water and where the island is. And the Purple is headed straight for you. So you'd have to move straight away from it in order to get to the island.
And
It's headed in both your direction and the island's direction is the same spot relatively to the Purpicles. Big direction, sorry.
Can I use one of my other senses to sense that this aberration seems to be real?
Right, I understand what you're doing.
It'd be for like a minute. It would be.
What's the list of things that you get to... you know what? Fuck it. You sense... You don't get a quantity, and but you get what it is, right? You get a creature
we get
type?
if they are and within, don't know the number or location, just if it is or...
You get a yes or no, and you get a creature type, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, you sense primeval entity.
Okay.
You also... I don't know what I'd want to call that. I think you also sense undead.
Okay. Yeah, definitely think that Purpicle's real. All right. It might be an undead Purpicle, but
No, I'm sorry. You don't sense undead. You sense...
never mind. It's very much alive. It's very much.
Yes. I'm sorry. I just had to double check and look at my information here. Like, no. I want to say, oh God, what do you sense? Is dragon among them?
Yes.
You sense that as well.
oh, and your mom seems to be about Tammy, too.
Oh. Seems to be a confluence of all the large entities, huh?
Yeah. What? Oh my God.
Didn't we learn that the purple tends to show up when there's like anomalies?
I mean, this definitely counts. I think maybe we steer the boat out to the way of the Purple.
Yes.
For sure.
Is the
But
purple
yeah.
heading towards us or the island? Why don't we get out of the way and find out?
Both. You're both in the same direction.
Yes.
Yeah, so let's get out of the way and see where it
Cool.
goes.
Yes.
Just so you know, like the range of like what is the Purpicles are spread about, because there's 3 of them, are spread about over like 200 feet, if not maybe a little bit more. So it's like a whole line, kind of like moving in that direction. Do you want to? But you said you wanted to head to the island. Do you want to like try to head around the island and away from this thing, or do you want to just try to get into the island to the island?
I think maybe like take like a orbital trajectory to kind of get away from the.
Cool. You can do your best to do that. I'll say there is still a dock, like the Long Deck's dock. Long Deck's deck is still here, and there's another ship docked here. There is an empty
Can we
dock,
see
and
what
it is
ship it is?
in like more of like more of that kind of out of the way direction. But it is only on the side that is facing you still. So if you wanted to dock your ship, or if you wanted to like get onto the island, unless you want to climb a cliff.
Do I recognize the ship?
Just looks like a regular trading ship. Could be among any of the families from Longduck. Not too big.
You can only put one boat on that dock.
It's a small. Longduck is not
not
a
very
big
long.
port town.
Not a long deck.
It's not a long
The
deck.
decks are
That's
the
funny.
decks are long comparatively to the
I thought
populace.
he said long.
It's
The-
like a misnomer
we
in
moving?
like Greenland. Long
Are you guys moving?
Yeah,
Where are you guys going?
Let's get out of the way of the.
Okay,
tentacles,
are
I
you
think,
trying
is
to
priority
dock?
one,
Or
right?
are you trying to like drive by drop off? Are you
Oh.
trying to go around the other side and climb the cliff?
I would say give a decaying orbital into the island and try to, not go all the way to the cliff side, but basically dodge it. Like try to give it, zig and zag so that it's harder for it to follow us.
Okay,
Yeah.
what is your intention? Are you trying to dock
Yeah.
and stop the ship, or are you trying to
mean,
move
we
to a
can't
spot
dock,
where you start
right?
climbing up? There's an empty dock.
Oh, I thought you said there was a ship in the way.
There's 2 docks. There's 1 ship.
Oh, okay. Then dock.
One of the empty
Are we all
docks
right?
is a little bit on the other side, which is kind of where you're headed. But
Oh, great.
past that is like where the what appears like the landmass has broken. It's like cracked off,
Okay.
which is why it's like more sheer cliff.
Yeah. So,
Probably head.
So where are you
towards
going? Are you
second dock,
docking
right?
or are you?
second dock.
Okay, you're going to the second dock.
But again, zigzag pattern, so it's.
I
hard to
understand. Serpentine. You're gonna
Yeah.
try to
Serpentine.
serpentine with a very large boat. Good luck. Yeah. Cool. I would say, Nakano, I'm gonna roll for the crew. Why don't you roll just a rigging check, which is just your acrobatics. Well, it's expertise plus whatever. So yeah, it's just you can just same as your acrobatics, I believe,
I'll help you. I'll just listen to whatever commands you.
to see
give
if you
me.
can serpentine effectively, and the crew is gonna help you. Crew does pretty
Okay.
well. Captain Avery will do some
23.
23. The crew
Serpentine as
helps
fuck.
you. Yeah, so you guys like pull and list. A bunch of the crew get on one side and they list and turn real fast, and then they run to the other side of the ship and they pull off the side of the hull and they pull and you turn real fast. So the ship is going back and forth and carving. You get maybe like 3 or 4 carves before you realize that you're probably going too fast to really dock with this, unless you want to like J-turn skid and bang the side of the ship into the dock. You want to drift into the dock.
No.
Do you guys, is that what you want to do?
Tokyo Drift.
You want Tokyo Drift into the
Sure.
dock?
Well, you only live once.
Yeah.
Cool.
Do
You
that long
you
drive
for it.
Captain Aver says, "Drop the anchor!" And he, as the anchor then cooks, shing, the chain gets hard. The back end, the stern of the ship digs into the water. You hear the of all the white water that's now being kicked up as the bow tips up and moves before, as there's this moment of just like holding breath and the boat doesn't move anymore, and there's this tiny like knock as it barely touches the deck, and then sploosh, and the ship realigns itself. The Purple is still advancing. Whether it's headed for the island or you don't know.
I think we should make an Avengers like entrance onto the dock. Everybody jump off.
All right.
Who are the
after that
Avengers?
drift. Right?
I'm just kidding.
Okay, cool. You guys all disembark off the
We're
ship.
Baker's dozen.
We
We're
have the
sweet.
baker's dozen.
You guys all disembark off the ship. The Purple doesn't appear to be advancing too much, as now it's reached, or at least it seems like it's a very, from what you could have tell, a very large creature. Under very shallow waters, it's probably going to have difficulty. It appears to be
Was it
slowing
coming
down a
after
bit.
us or is it
You
going
don't
towards
know.
the island?
It's hard to tell, but it's like it's still moving slowly, but nowhere near as fast as it was before. At least you can only see these 3 purples that are giving up, and they're also kind of spreading out a little bit more, and almost what it looks like creating a bit of a barricade now between where your port is, or at least that whole side of the island, and open water.
Looks like it's got us where it wants us.
But you disembark from the ship. Tammy, you hit the dock. You start running down the dock, and you turn around. Well, I'm sorry, you don't turn around, but you turn and you look at the houses that you remember. They look a little worse for wear, like they haven't been maintained. And you see,
Is there anybody here?
as you get closer, you see what looks like another humanoid, is what you can tell, a little bit in the shadows, near where some crates are by like a marketplace that appears to just be kind of like sifting through something.
I'll approach.
You begin to approach, and you get about like 3/4 of the way there before you hear a voice. Stop! No, just come up to me. As fast as you can. Shit. And you look up and you see on what looks like one of the smaller towers off of that like broken-ish tower that's floating in the sky, in a blue dragonkin that is yelling down at you. And then Tamarin, and then you hear some sort of like shuffling as your attention gets pulled away from that and looks at the individual you're headed to as it turns, and it appears to be its eyes covered in pink petals, its arms wrapped in vines,
shit.
its rib cage open with roots pulsating, and that's where we're going to take our break.
Oh shit, y'all. Wait, is it like me?
Hard to tell from this distance.
Oh man.
All right, so we're going to take our break. We'll be right back, and we'll throw up some Tailspire combat maps. Stay with us. We'll be back in 15 minutes. Sound good?
Sounds good.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. See ya.